Was it working?
Yeah, it's working.
What?
It's working.
Was it working when?
Yeah.
What did you do?
I just stopped it to make it sure. Yeah, so as you said about supporting about
So
financial.
in other words, it was never a case of me giving just my money in order to be able to give some help to your family.
No.
See, the other thing as well is that it becomes much more difficult the more involved you are even living together with the family. And this video that we're making together is turning out to be solo. So unless I'm actually starting off solo and getting hijacked by Beth, thank you for joining me, honey.
Thank you. Yeah, so
so
as she says, you know about.
how do you know what I said? You weren't here.
No, I'm just getting the battery.
Ah.
So there are some comments about foreigner worn out on supporting Filipina. Do you think it's normal for foreigners to be worn out?
To be worn out.
To be tired?
I remember when we did some recording when we were in Cebu, and we recorded with that man, the American, who ran that recording studio, and he said that one of his friends complained to him. I remember this very clearly. At the time, I didn't really know much about it, but he said, my friend gets his pension is 120,000.
Yeah.
We are talking about 10 years ago. His friend got 120,000 pesos a month, and he complained to the studio owner that it was not enough.
Yeah.
Obviously because he was not disciplined enough to retain what was rightly his of the pension. You know, he didn't know how to say no. I always, jokingly in a way, but yet seriously, I always say that if you're having difficulty in saying no, what you should do every morning is go into the bathroom, look in the bathroom mirror, and spend 5 minutes practicing saying no, no, no. What do you think of that, Dan?
But depending on some situation, darling.
Depending on
some situation. You need to know how to categorize the yes and the no.
Categorize?
Yeah. In some instances.
Yes, obviously there's no one size fits all, no silver bullet. But in the main, it is a rule, surely, that the foreigner, as the head of the family, whatever it is, be it just the wife, or be it the wife and perhaps 2 children from the previous relationship, then he should be disciplined enough to be able to say that he could only give in help terms a certain amount of money.
Yeah, because we've known somebody, a foreigner and a Filipina, you know, so the foreigner gave allowance to the Filipina of, I think 1,000 or 1,500 between that, to buy on her personal things. So it's obvious that the Filipina don't have other source of income or don't have other ways to have money. So the foreigner gave her 1,000 or 1,500 a month. And what she did is she gave it to her family, the 1,000 or 1,500. She didn't tell that to the foreigner because the foreigner is kind of thrifty, you know, kind of not good when it comes to Filipinas family.
Thrifty in Filipino mindset is not, it's not a nice way of describing someone. In actual fact, they use it with the meaning that the person is stingy or tight.
Yeah, tight, something like that. So, and now we also encounter a foreigner also that she don't want to help other people because the Filipina angry about it. You know, so which we understand, you know, like she's been supporting before on some of our programs, and then she has a Filipina now, and the the Filipina don't want him to help. So there are some instances like that. That is either the foreigner is the one who is very very strong. No. But there's also some foreigner that is rely on the Filipina. So
Well, they rely for guidance within
Or
what
may-
is, for the foreigner, a foreign living environment.
might be right. But as I says, that's a very very broad topic about foreigner helping Filipino family, because there are some foreigner that don't have family anymore in other country, and then when they arrive here in the Philippines, they find being accepted, because we admit a lot, we heard a lot of stories that I heard a lot of stories when we got visitor, and they talk about their children not talking to them, or their children not communicating to them,
Yeah,
which is different in the Philippines, because in other country, some children is already dependent, right?
in other countries, the children are rarely dependent upon the parents. And once they go off and have a family of their own, get married, male or female, and have their own family, then even according to the Bible, that is the way that it should be, they should prioritize their own family, and the parents are left to fend for themselves.
Yeah.
And here that happens a lot too.